Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another follower-submitted AITA story for you. This one goes like this. Am I the thunderhole for not giving my aunt her mother's ring? So my mom was the youngest of 5 girls who were raised by a single mother. I had only met my grandmother once. When I was very young, I don't even remember it, prior to moving to the same city as her and my mom's eldest sister in 2005. Sadly, my grandmother unexpectedly passed away in 2011. But even in that short amount of years, she and I grew rather close. When my mom and her sisters were going through her belongings, my mom got my grandma's mother's ring and her wedding/engagement ring. Fast forward a couple of years, and I had found it in her jewelry box when I was looking for something. I had asked her about it and she told me what it was and said that if I agreed to take care of it, I could have it. It would be mine. I said, of course, and have kept it ever since. In 2019, my mom also unexpectedly passed away. This is when shit started getting real and hitting the fan. My aunt has never been the biggest fan of me or my father. Really, there is this weird hierarchy thing that is basically them, she and my uncle, having favorites, the ones they tolerate and the ones they could care less about. This also extends to their own children. Apparently, I have done things that they didn't approve of and they always held it over my head. Anyways, after my mom passed, they slowly kind of faded out of my life. Their choice. Sometime in 2020, 2021, I did something. To this day, I still have no idea, and they completely cut all contact with me. My dad, also confused, did try to go to my aid, but they ultimately cut him out too. Early 2023, my dad passed away. My sister, who is still, was in pretty good standing with them, said that they were welcome to come to the funeral, but understand that it is hard for all of us, but especially me as my father and I were really close, and this was also the second death in our family following me having my first child. Up until the funeral, I hadn't spoken to or seen them in almost 2 years, since they completely dismissed me from their life. My aunt shows up, my sister goes to greet them, they come into the viewing room, and my aunt goes up to the casket. She says that my dad got fat, and my sister quickly defends. She then goes and hugs my dad's mom, walks past me for a second time, then goes behind me to hug my sisters. I am the oldest of 3 girls, and tells them she is sorry that they have to be the strong ones, and they know how difficult this must be for them. Then they leave, not once saying anything to me. My grandmother was livid and goes after them and says that they can't even acknowledge me after everything I've just had happen. My aunt's response is, well, what about what I've done to them? Again, I have no idea what they're talking about. A few weeks later, my sister stopped by my aunt's place to get something, and my aunt sees that my sister is wearing my mom's mother's ring. She then proceeds to ask about my grandma's mother's ring, to which my sister says they aren't sure and they think it may still be in our mom's jewelry box. They didn't know that mom had given it to me years back. I just recently found out that my aunt wants it back. I told my sisters that I am the one that has it and my mom was the one who gave it to me. I personally don't want to give it back. 1, for the way she has treated me and continues to treat me. 2, for how she behaved at my father's funeral. And 3, it was something my mom gave to me that she got from her mother. I now have a daughter and I would like to pass it down to her. I told my sisters that if it's asked about again, they can inform her that I am the one who has it, and if she wants it, or at least would like to inquire about it, that she will need to come to me directly, though I am going to tell her that I will not be giving her the ring for the reasons listed. My sister said that I should just give it to her if she asks, which if she even does will probably be more of a demand than an ask, and that they'll probably think I'm being petty. But they've treated me so poorly, and the ring is something I adore and love. Am I the thunderhole? No, OP, I don't think that you are being the asshole at all here. And it's as simple as this. Whenever your mother acquired it, it was her property. She passed that property to you, it became your property. And that's the end of the story. You don't have to relinquish anything because it is your property. Regardless of them being assbags and treating you badly for reasons that you don't even know about, in my mind, that has no bearing on this story at all. It is your property. You don't have to give it up because it was your mother's property and she gave it to you. They have no claim on it. Yes, from what we know about them so far, they're going to try to manipulate this situation. Yes, they're going to play the victims in all of this. And the safest thing to do is not play the game. If you want to issue some kind of a response or cut this off before they get the chance to do something stupid, I would simply say, this became my mother's property when you were going through grandma's things. Mother passed that to me, gave it to me physically, and you don't have to prove a damn thing. She gave it to you. However, you're going to have to do this with some kind of paper trail, because they are going to try to use this and twist it and distort it and become the victims and create drama. And you know this from experience. So do it in some kind of recorded or paper trail fashion, so you have something to go back to when the rest of the family hears that you've been this terrible, awful person. When you're dealing with volatile people like this, I think it's just safest to create distance. And if you do have to communicate with them at all, do it in some kind of way that you have some kind of paper trail on, some kind of recording of a conversation, whether it be audio, whether it be, sticking to text or emails or letters, whatever. Don't give them an inch here because they will turn it into 12 miles. I'm going to say OP is not on the ascon scale at all here. Comments, please let me know what you think here. It seems pretty simple, but I might be missing something here. It's happened before.